How's it going, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here, aka Big D. It's time to review the Season 2 premiere of Sean Bean's Legends. This is the Season 2, Episode 1, titled The Legend of Dmitry Petrovich. Now, of course, if you remember last year, I reviewed Legends Season 1. It's good to be back, man, for Season 2. Honestly, I thought TNT was going to cancel it, man. I honestly thought so. I was thinking, it was an okay season. It wasn't a great season last year or anything. You know, it had great moments, but it wasn't nothing that was, like, noteworthy of, like, #1 TV show of the year or anything like that. It sure got boring at times, a lot. So, but I'm glad, because Sean Bean does deserve, you know, to have this. He's a very underrated person. Of course, it's just... Don't kill Sean Bean, you know, Sean Bean always dies and everything, but him as a main leader, you know, not just Ned Stark, but him as Martin Odom and everything, you know, somehow I'm connected to all these people. Just the way that Sean Bean just plays this character in the Legends and everything, it's just mind-blowing, and his voices, and doing the Texas voice, and, you know, doing the Russian voice. I can't really do it, but I'll need my vocal. I say I'm really bad with the Russian voice. Either way, man, let's get right to it. Spoiler review. If you have not seen the episode, you can go to tnt.com/legends, watch the full episode there. Thanks so much for joining me. And, yeah, again, should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you my pros and cons and final score. And, again, it's great to be back, literally. I mean, Jesus. The trailers make Season 1 look Season 2 looks awesome. The trailers made it look great. The advertising, for what I've seen, has been amazing. And it definitely looks like it's going to be a very good comeback. And hopefully people will be able to check out the season. And you could actually go see Episode 2 already on TNT.com on demand. I don't like when they do that, because what about the ratings? What about the live viewing? Do you count? Can you still renew it if they go see it online? I mean, how do you count the ratings there? I don't get how TNT does it, but they better not kill off this show, man, because so far this episode right now, it's a good episode. We'll get right to it. So we meet, you know, Sean Bean's character, but his real name is Dmitry Petrovich, and he's at this construction site in 2001, and he's doing a Russian voice and everything, and he sounds like he's like Count Dracula, something like that. So he's on present day, he's in London, he's at this bar, and he meets Fiona, and, well, his name's Leo in the present day, like that's his Legends name, or just his name in general that he's using at the moment, Leo. He sleeps with her and everything, he goes outside, and the police stop him, so he ends up fighting them, and a camera caught it, so he ends up hiding. This kid is messing with his dad in 1975, and we believe this is Martin, Leo, Dmitry, whatever you want to call him, when he was a kid, and his dad's really strict, you know, ran the school and everything. Maybe not dad, maybe just a teacher, but I kind of figured that it'd be the dad. He was like, who was the third real leader of the world, blah, blah, blah. David Bowie, like, and then he was like, John Lennon, Mick Jagger. He's just like, the kid was messing around with his, like, dad or teacher, man. He just kept on spanking him and spanking him. So the people are going after Dmitry, this certain group that are not Russian, and they take him to the leader, and he ends up getting this guy shot in the head because he's like, well, he's been stealing a lot of money from you. You got big balls. You're going to be good for my team. If you ever turn your back on me, I'm going to cut them off. You can see Sean Bean. Not today, bro. Not this time. This is my TV show. I already got my head decapitated. I ain't getting my balls. So, like, cut off. Hell no, not that. So anyway, the black guy. I'm sorry for saying this, but the black guy in this show, is his name Torres? Torres. He's a black guy with the beard, and he was in season 1, I believe. I think his name is Torres. Don't quote me on that. But Torres and Martin, they meet up, and I love it because they meet up and they're old buddies, and you're like, oh, you know, it's been a hard time, and they're in the alleyway and everything, kind of catching up real quick, you know, like that. And he thinks he meets his dad. You know, he gets Martin gets a dress, and he goes and meets the guy, and he's like, oh, son, you know, and he's like, and this guy comes in, he's like, what are you doing here? I just came here to... Who are you? I'm his son. And it finds out that guy has amnesia or something, you know, like, that's his son. So Martin was like, oh, well, I just got pranked by Ashton Kutcher, you know. So anyway, Martin has another lead, and he goes into this house, which is owned by Kate Crawford. Crawford is the character's name is Kate. She's now a Muslim. She's a teenager and rebelling against her family. You know, she wants to join this group, and she's Muslim and everything. So, you know, going against the family and everything. The mom's crying and everything. So Martin enters Kate's house. Kate's mom comes in her room, and he ends up following her. Martin ends up following Kate's mom down the road. She's in the store. He's in the liquor section, and the cops end up finding him. They arrive. There's a chase going on. He escapes, and Kate's mom knows Dimitri. She turned around. She was like, Dimitri? He ended up, you know, the chase went on and all that. So Martin escapes, and Torres' wife found out that, you know, that like they're in Paris or London, wherever, and he's working on a case and all that, or he's doing stuff behind the scenes, and she's like, you're not like, oh no, she finds out about Nina, and she's like, who's Nina? Are you really doing this? So, you know, it's not looking good for Torres. Overall, what did I think about the season 2 premiere, guys? Let me get started with the pros. First off, Dmitry Petrovich, just the legend he plays, or the real man he plays, man. Just the Russian and everything. I really do enjoy that a lot. Now his voice is kind of funny because it sounds like he's a vampire, but I love the look and the sound and everything. He's very good, you know. No, it's not actually Russian there, but I do love the Dmitry Petrovich legend, or the character that he's playing. It is very well done. The action in here, man, the action is good. It's not great action, but for sure the choreography and everything, you know, how an agent would take a police officer down and everything. It wasn't an action-packed episode, you know, not many gunfire and all that, but they're trying to keep it, you know on the down low for now, low-key, you know. He thought he was the dad. He was like, that's my dad and everything. That moment got me. I was like, hey, that's random. It's his dad. It's kind of stupid when you think about it. And then, oh, it's not his dad. It was like, that was pretty, that got your heart, like, he's like, oh, like, yeah, you kind of felt that, like, oh, you know. Martin Torres, of course, them talking in the alleyway and everything, them meeting up again, that was nice. Shot in the head, that was brutal, dude. Just the effects and everything, and when he got shot in the head, that is very intense. I promise I'll pay you back. That was really intense, man. Very brutal again. The Muslim and Kate and the rebellion, and she's meeting, and they're like, I'm a Skechers girl and everything. They're gonna go hang out and everything, so that's gonna be interesting. I guess that's Dimitri's daughter, real daughter. We'll see where that goes down. The 1975 scenes, the whole Lennon scene and the Bowie scene, all that was very well directed and very well written. And again, the subtitles in this episode, throughout the episode, were very nice. I love subtitle shows, especially Russian, just like the Americans. The dialogue as well. The dialogue is very well written in this episode. You know, I don't remember Legend Season 1 as well as dialogue. Again, it's been a whole year since I've seen Season 1, so don't quote me on that for that. But Season 2, for sure, the dialogue has been good, hasn't been great. But for sure it's building up there, you know, it wasn't bad dialogue whatsoever. And the direction and the tone, I like how dark it is, this episode, and how this season looks. It looks like it's going to be a darker tone than Season 1. Now, the cons for this episode, the ending. I didn't really like the ending. I didn't like the whole Torres' wife finds out and everything. And it ends with Martin as a little kid, and he's in his father's room or teacher's room, whatever. That whole ending, it just kind of like, really, you're going to end a premiere like that? That doesn't make me want to come back next week, that ending, you know. It's just kind of like, oh, well, whatever, you know. It didn't leave like a cliffhanger or something like that. It jumps too much, man. It goes to present day, and then it goes to 2001, and then present day, 2001, and then it goes to this other couple, and then it goes to Torres, and then it goes to the FBI, and then it goes back to the gangsters, and then it goes to 1975, and then 2001, and 1975, and then present. You know, it just jumps too much, and there are too many characters they're trying to focus on. Don't make that mistake. Do not focus. Just have 4 or 5 characters, not 8 or 9 characters. It's too many characters. Literally stop. Do not do that many characters. You're going to lose people, or you're going to lose your way in the writing and not have the good balance of characters. And it was slow towards the second half. You know, it kind of dragged on the second part. And the chase scene wasn't that entertaining at all. The whole chase scene, you know, like, it wasn't that big of an action scene or the whole chase. You'd think it would be a little bit more action-packed or a little bit more running and jumping or climbing and all that. But it was just a really boring chase, to be honest. So overall, I'm going to give this Legend Season 2 premiere episode a rating of a solid B, secondarily a C+, but I'm going to give it a rating of a solid B. It's a good premiere, you know. It wasn't a great premiere or anything, but I do think it was better than the Librarian Season 2 premiere for sure. Again, Sean Bean, I think he's fantastic. I'm glad that he's back in the show. Nothing's wrong with him. It was brutal, and I do like the tone and the dialogue and the directing of this episode. But the cons, you know, again, you know, just the way that it was all... you heard the cons. I don't mean to repeat myself, but, you know, just... It does get a little... at times, and the chase wasn't that well done. It just has that slowness in the second half where, not that build up, but it's just too many characters. I don't want to see that many characters. Season 1 didn't have 15 characters or jumping 15 times each commercial, you know, before each commercial. Let's just, don't switch, just stay in one particular place. I get it. I'm okay with the 2001, but don't go to this FBI agent and then him like in this Czechoslovakian girl and all that. I don't care. I don't care. Just get to Martin, get to them. We'll see what goes down, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed. And comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Legend Season 2 premiere. I'll see you all next week for more. Bye-bye.